Okay, game one of round one. This game is going to be Phantom Crash 45 in the Southwest Mountain Pass playing as Goo. And his opponent in the northeast of Mountain Pass will be Musashi playing as Beta. Very standard opening from Musashi so far, going refinery into factory, and Phantom Crash doing the exact same that Galahad did in round one. One game against his opponent Numenon, moving his mother straight up to this geyser, and then engaging his opponent's scout here in the center. We will see the drover circle strafing this commando to take advantage of his low rotational speed. It's going to be close. Oh, commando wins it by 2 shots. Drover does 5 damage to the commando per hit. Commando was 2 hits from death there. So nice micro there by Musashi taking out that drover, and Phantom Crash now will be forced to contend with this commando. Musashi doing a good job of dancing away from the cliffs. If you get too close to a cliff, that can spell disaster. He runs straight here to the this vent, and it's quite common for Goo to no longer be here by the time you scout in that area. Because there's nowhere to hide, it doesn't make a very good place to open the game. Generally, you'll head straight for these mountains, and that's what we've seen. Clearly, that decision has paid off so far. Ooh, it's gonna be close. He sustains 6 hits there. Decent amount of economic damage from that scout, and the second commando is on its way. It looks like Phantom Crash is very much resisting the temptation to get himself a small protein here, instead going straight for another mother. Yep, there it is. Now the question becomes, will Musashi be able to punish this greed? It's going to get harder and harder, of course, for Musashi to micro these engagements as he's trying to stagger step commandos away from multiple mothers at different points on the map. It can be very challenging. Phantom Crash is definitely losing out on a decent amount of mining time here just sitting on these mountains. That geyser was active for quite a while before he pathed back over it. Continuing to scout down there to make sure a mother didn't sneak by. I don't think he's spotted the one up here just yet, but he knows that there is a second one somewhere, so he's got to locate it still. Interesting. Wow, very interesting opening from Musashi. Look at this incredible counter greed, if you will. Rather than attempting to punish his opponent's greed by spamming a million commandos down here, he's actually gonna just try and out macro his opponent. We're going to see a 3 refinery opening for Musashi here. He kind of faked aggression a little bit by sending a second commando down there. Oh, it looks like a small protean may have globbed the other one. Yeah, there's a commando left running for its life from the small protean here. So he faked a little bit of aggression with that second commando, and now he's gone straight into 3 refineries. And now that those 3 refineries have completed, he's going from there straight into 1, 2 factories, a tank attachment, and then throwing up some extra hubs as well for more buildings in the very near future, I suspect. And it looks like we're going to have predators hitting the field. But I believe that Phantom Crash is going to be operating on 4 mothers very soon. Let's see, yeah, he would have spawned small proteins by now if he were going to. Scouting around a little bit up here in the north of this small protean, he may get a little bit of information about what his opponent has done, but the extremely far back placement of these refineries is actually going to make that a little bit difficult to scout. May find it though, he just morphs Striders. And Musashi is going to move to screen. 4 commandos and 2 predators is more than enough to deal with 2 Striders. And they will be forced to disengage here. Looks like Musashi has purchased himself a hangar on a medium hub, so he is opening himself up to the future possibility of Nimbuses here, if he so chooses. And a small hub going up on these resources. We've got some commandos being produced out of these factories, so production is rapidly ramping up here for Musashi. But the same thing could probably be said of Phantom Crash here, who is now on 4 mothers and has been allowed to expand pretty much completely unharassed so far. We've already got some preemptive AA here on the hills to deal with the Stratus. Gonna see Drover's morphed, but he probably should not have gone into this engagement. That was a senseless waste of those Drovers, inflicting almost no damage at all. Another Protean morphed. The Radiants do take out the Stratus, so the Mother Goo will be quite safe here on the hilltop. Nice play by the Radiants, or the Tempests there, but that Mother Goo is taking a lot of damage. Huge damage, look at that. Even just a few bursts from Predators is just devastating. This Mother Goo will be unable to even produce units for quite a long time now. Phantom Crash continues to operate on only 2 mothers. This one nowhere near producing anything. That one isn't either. We see that only 2 of his mothers is currently capable of producing any units, and 2 small Proteans is barely even enough to fend off this force. Let alone what's coming. Wow, look at this greed from Musashi. This is astounding. 5 refineries. And yet he's somehow managing to keep Phantom Crash's forces at bay. Here we go. This is a pretty decent sized army here. We've got 6 Striders, 4 Drovers. That should be more than enough to push all of this away. I'm not sure Musashi is even really bothering with this engagement. He is kiting with the Predator, but the commandos are just kind of standing there. He does manage to take out quite a few of those Striders, though. These 2 Predators are going to pose a pretty significant problem. But more small Proteans are on the way, more Striders being morphed, but at the same time, by forcing the Goo to respond to these constant little harassment attempts, he just can't seem to get any more mothers out. There we go. Mother number 5 is finally hitting the field. Nice scouting, by the way, by Musashi, making sure that the Goo hasn't managed to sneak any mothers to the side expansions. We've got a proxy of his own going up here in the northwest. Nothing cooking in the northeast at all yet, but the map control situation is currently very much in Musashi's favor. And those 5 early refineries have really jump-started things. We're now going to see another one going up there. And possibly even something going up here in the middle. Look at all these hubs. He is just all over the map. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I think Musashi might be giving Crux a run for his money with his beta play here. I think it'll be fascinating to watch them face up against each other if things turn out that way. But I probably shouldn't call the game yet. Who knows what might happen. This proxy is quite poorly defended. If that Mother Goo were to just roll up on those 2 refineries, that could be a devastating setback. Exactly, don't count Goo out. They can expand like mad if left unchecked. Got a Nimbus here from Musashi, getting some nice bombs off, very nicely placed. There wasn't really anything Phantom Crash could do about that. Loses a decent chunk of his tier 1 units. Get another Mother being produced here, a few more Proteans, a little bit of AA sprinkled around, some Striders. Going to have to somehow deal with this harassment. Pretty decent harassment force. 6 commandos and 2 predators is definitely enough to force the Mother to at least reposition her, and maybe even destroy one if you catch her off guard for long enough. Oh, what happened down here? I don't know what just happened down here, but I think it was probably a pretty nice pickup for Crash. Some sort of building had to get cancelled, I think, to these Striders. Oh, look at this. Very nice. Very nice pickup here by Phantom Crash, scouting the expansions and seeing his opponent's greed and punishing it. Those Striders are going to be able to take out these walls before they can complete, get those hubs down and power down these refineries, and we may see an aggressive push for the north by these mothers. Phantom Crash is also engaging here in the center while this is happening, but there's 2 hailstorms available to respond. Oh, and the Nimbus comes in. That was not a very good. Oh, well, actually, maybe I take that back. Nice play by the Tempest, taking out the Nimbus there. Probably still not a great trade for Phantom Crash, but at the same time, he did manage to pick up a Nimbus, so that is something. More Striders being morphed, more mothers being spawned. Look at all the mothers. There are just mothers all over this area of the map being spawned and sent to various spigots, maybe even being used as combat units here to try and overwhelm some of these production facilities or refineries. I don't know. 3 mothers up here. This one kind of just sitting on the mountain. I'm actually kind of surprised he hasn't like dived in on these refineries, but Musashi is doing a nice job defending. He has just enough forces up here to prevent it from being taken out by like one errant goo mother. He would actually need to make a proper push with units other than just a mother. Look how spread out these engagements are. Just a few Striders hanging out there. Small force of commandos and predators here in the north. Small harassment force here. This is probably the biggest concentration of Musashi's troops. Lots of forces being mobilized here because this is the greatest, where the greatest concentration of goo mothers is, and he's trying to hunt them down. He's really starting to split himself up here, and Phantom Crash is being forced to just dodge and continue dodging and moving away from these forces. He doesn't have any large proteans that I'm aware of. Oh, nice pickup by Phantom Crash there. They got a little too close to the cliff. Very nice pickup. The bomber will spot the mother on the hill here. If that doesn't reposition, it could take a nasty burst of damage. Yep, there it goes. The predators and stalkers and stuff do manage to destroy that. So that is 1 mother down. Big clump of tier 1 units diving in on 2 hailstorms. He's trying to focus down the artillery first. Good move. Very nice. He does manage to do so, but unfortunately there are still 3 predators here, and with all of his Striders dead, he will lose this engagement. And the Drovers are actually trying to focus down a Predator rather than the Commandos, which I think was a bit of a tactical misstep there by Phantom Crash. I think a mother just got picked up here. Yeah, it did. Another mother goes down here in the south. Nice pickup. Ooh, what do we have happening up here? Mother is suicidally... I don't know. I don't know what Phantom Crash hopes to accomplish here, but it's not good. Mother's getting picked off left and right. Look at that, GG being called. I think in the space of like 60 seconds he just lost like 4 mothers. I'm not even sure I caught them all on camera, but that was definitely well played by Musashi. He was all over that map, shutting Phantom Crash down left and right.